Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm back. Kathy C. Patterson. You know, oftentimes I think about the characters that I've written about in both of my plays. The one who's been playing on my heart lately though is Eric. And if you look at the web series I wrote, Eric talks about why he made the decision to give someone, I don't want to spoil it, a second chance in the relationship. It's because he himself was given a second chance when his mother abandoned him in a bus station. And he was picked up and given a second chance by someone who adopted him or took him in as a foster child and then adopted him. Okay, so I have tried really hard not to talk about forgiveness. I have, because in some ways I think I still deal with that. But I have been talking a lot with people who are dealing with unresolved issues and trying to fight their way. It's almost like being in a spider web and you're trying to fight your way out, but you keep getting drawn back in. So I thought about this and I'm like, okay, so let's have a conversation about it. My book this one is Thoughts to Ponder, Discovering Your Authentic Self. So what I'm going to do is have you turn, if you have the book, I want you to turn to page, let's see where we are. Turn to page, it's about sacrifice. Turn to page 46 in the book. And let's just have a little bit of a discussion about this. So, my question is a sacrifice good or is it the right thing to do? Years ago, there was a sacrifice made on my behalf. I was 21 years old when, after seeing my father's name listed as unknown on my birth certificate for many years, paternity was revealed. The decision of that secret was good for those at the time, but it wasn't the right one. The sacrifice was done for secrecy, peace, and a chance to maintain happiness. However, it was a sacrifice of truth that cannot be ignored. The secret grew stronger and stronger and resulted in betrayal of the highest order. Why do I bring that up? I bring it up because I do believe that in our lives there will be things that will cause us mental anguish. It will cause us a moment of reflection, vulnerability, and all of those things. But sometimes the secret is a betrayal of the highest order. And that is one of the things that I thought about when I wrote the web series, and I especially wrote about Eric. Because Eric, when you look at him, you think, I know he's not about to take on a responsibility that isn't his to take on. But the decision was to do it because he forgave his mother. He was able to move forward in life and do very well in life. And he was able to recognize who he is and who he was meant to be. So I thought about that. And I also wrote, as a playwright, I'm always in a quest to understand my characters and how their experiences have informed who they are at a given time. So here's the question. The question is, what do we do when we have betrayals that have truly changed the trajectory of our lives? What do we do? Do we stay there or do we move forward? We have to move forward. It's not going to gain you anything to stay there. I have been able to compartmentalize that hurt and that betrayal in a way. It doesn't even affect me anymore. but I'm able to talk about it. I'm able to help other people and support them through any kind of relationship conflicts or issues that they may have with their parents, with their mothers in particular, or with family, any kind of relationship. So when I think about forgiveness, I'm going to read this part to you that I wrote in my other book, I Am a Jewel. Forgiveness is difficult. However, not to forgive is to live in a web of self-destruction. When we choose not to forgive, we focus on problems, not solutions. We focus on bitterness, not joy, hate, not love, confusion, not peace, fear, not trust, self, not God. However, the effort to open the door of negativity may appear to be overwhelming because of the tendency to hold on to another's guilt. So, that is the reason why it becomes important. You hear people say this all the time. You forgive others, not for them, but for you. And so I thought about that, and I thought about, okay, I think it is our responsibility to forgive. I also think it is our responsibility to be able to give people second chances when it's deemed. I am not talking about serious things. I'm talking about there may be a breach. We don't know why. We may have offended someone. Someone may have offended us. But in this walk, when we become very clear as to who we are, why we're here, I say it all the time, who we are, what is our purpose, and what is our missions. I think that if we reflect on that, we tend to have a better walk. And if you remember, I talked about faith being our lateral line. It is extremely important to be faithful in all things, but to make sure that we don't pollute the lateral line with toxicity, negativity, or hostility. Okay? So thank you so much for listening. That was really on my mind because I've been thinking about the play and the characters, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So as a matter of fact, if you go to my website, www.kcploveproductions.com, you'll see the web series is there. You're able to look at all the characters and try to understand why we make some decisions we make, and to understand how difficult it may be to take that mental journey. All right then, have a blessed day and be well.